So you want to be holding in this week's Torah portion? Of course you do. Here are your Shpark Notes. Parashat Vaera. Part 2. Last we left off, Aaron's snake trick flopped. And so the brothers head back to Hashem to make a new plan. Okay, I got it, Hashem says. Have you ever heard of river blood? No, nobody has, right? Sounds like a winner. And so they go and confront Pharaoh as soon as he is getting out of his morning bath. And Aaron says to Pharaoh, "Hey Pharaoh, I like your bathtub. Sure would be a shame if it turned into a blood tub," which isn't a thing, but it sounded pretty cool at the time. And Moshe holds up his staff, and the entire Nile River turns to blood, and all the fish die, and it's really gross. But Pharaoh once again just yawns and says, "Big deal." And he has his magicians perform the same trick, which seems kind of self-sabotaging, but it gets the point across. Back to the drawing board. Hashem preps Moshe and Aaron, saying that things are going to start escalating, and escalate they do. Hashem brings upon the Egyptians a plague of frogs, and the frogs are everywhere. I mean everywhere. In buildings, in houses, in people's shoes, in their beds, everywhere. Even in kneading bowls and ovens, which means that it's not just frogs, like visibly everywhere, even the food is starting to taste froggy. Just when Pharaoh is about to relent, all the frogs die, which is super stinky, but Pharaoh doesn't seem to care, and his heart is hardened, and he keeps the Israelites enslaved. So Hashem smacks the Egyptians with some lice, and while everyone is itching away, even the court magicians are like, "Ooh, this is beyond the things that we can do. Truly, this is the work of God." But Pharaoh presses on. So the next plague is loaded up and unleashed, and this time, it does the trick. Wild animals, notably biting flies and insects, are unleashed onto the Egyptian farm scene, and so the crops are decimated and everyone is miserable. While Pharaoh could put up with froggy food, no food is a red line. And so Pharaoh capitulates. "Go and worship your God," he says. But there is a very important piece of information that is missing, and we're going to find out about it right now. You see, Pharaoh has a caveat. He says, "Okay, but don't go too far, because then you're going to come back." You're coming back. You're coming back, right? Right? And there's this awkward silence, and then it's pretty clear that there's some serious miscommunication going on. Yeah, this isn't supposed to be a one-time deal. Like, the Israelites are not going on a day trip. They're looking to leave for good. They want a full-on exodus, and that gets Pharaoh livid. The insect plague eases, but the plague of Pharaoh's hardened heart lives on. And so Hashem steps it up a notch. Plague number 5, dead there. Pestilence. Hashem knocks out a whole bunch of Egyptian livestock. Camels, donkeys, horses. Ugh, not the horses. Moo cows and sheep. But the Israelite animals, safe and sound and warm in their stables. Pharaoh? Pissed. But not as pissed as he's going to be, because Hashem follows it up with 2 more big ones. Some nasty boils on all of the creatures and humans, and then a hailstorm that just rocks all of Egypt. At this point, Egypt looks like that Jake Gyllenhaal movie, The Day After Tomorrow, except like without Jake Gyllenhaal. And Pharaoh says, I'm willing to concede that I did not handle this as well as I could have. It's a pretty big moment for him. But spoiler, the story ain't over. Not by a long shot. So stay tuned, because this was Parashat Vaera, and these were your Shpark Notes. The rest is commentary. Go and learn.